Welcome back to Career Launchpad Academy, to our job search course, one of my favorite topics to talk about. I am Alex, and I will be guiding you guys through everything that you need to know about landing your dream job and how you should go about it. Whether you're just starting your career or you are ready for a career change, this course is going to provide detailed, actionable steps to make your job search more effective and strategic. In this course, we're going to cover 5 critical modules. Number 1 is going to be clarifying your career goals, knowing what you want. Number 2 is going to be building a strong resume, your LinkedIn profile, and showcasing your skills. Networking effectively, expanding your reach. Number 4 is going to be targeting companies and applying strategically what you need to do to get into the door. And lastly, we're going to be mastering the interview process and ultimately sealing the deal. Each step I'm going to take you through is going to provide you actionable tasks, scripts, templates, and some homework that you guys can do to ultimately help you land your dream job. Before we dive into resumes and applications, let's take a step back and focus on clarity. Without clear career goals, your job search will feel scattered, you're going to feel unfocused. So today, we are going to help you define exactly what kind of job you want in what industry with the right role and the right company fit for your career success. So let's get right into it. So as you can see our screen here, Job Search 101, our first step is going to be our self-assessment. These are some questions I want you guys to ask yourself. What skills do I have? What are my passions and interests? What are my salary expectations and work-life balance preferences? What industries align with my skills and passions? Going back to the mindset talk that I had and Cole did about mindset in that previous course, we talked about, our skills and passions because that ultimately is going to tie in to your career. Step 2 is defining your ideal job. Now that you've done a self-assessment, I want you guys to think about some important things for finding your ideal job. Your job title, your day-to-day responsibilities, your company culture, industry trends and opportunities for growth within your industry. Being in the know within your industry is so important. So I want to give you guys a task to do. Use our ideal job blueprint template to map out your dream job specifics. This is going to help guide your entire job search. Next, let's go into building a strong resume and LinkedIn profile. So step 1, we want to craft our resume. Here's what you need in a great resume. Number 1 is your header. You need your name, your contact information. Most importantly, at the top of your resume is you need your LinkedIn profile URL. You need a link to your URL for your LinkedIn because this is where decision makers, hiring managers go. That's one of the first places they go to find you and figure out what you're all about. So make sure to add your LinkedIn URL and have an optimized LinkedIn. We're going to get into that in a second. Professional summary, just like in your resume, you want to have a professional summary. You want to make sure that your elevator pitch, just like in your resume, is clear on your LinkedIn and have it concise and very tailored to your industry that you're in and what industry you're trying to get into. And on your LinkedIn, maybe it doesn't have to be so professional as your resume, but make it very professional because that's your elevator pitch, that professional summary. And also include your work experience, highlight specific achievements. This is important too for achievements. Let's say you're a sales manager and you just hit a company quota, the biggest quota of the year, and you hit your goal, your big KPI. You increase revenue in that company, let's say 46% for quarter 3, 2024. That's a very important example that you want to include in your highlighting achievement section. So that's so important, especially it's very specific for that role. Skills section, list your hard skills, your soft skills, your people skills. Education, not very important as you progress throughout your career. The more real world experience you have, the less your degrees matter, but you still want to include them. I recommend don't putting the year you graduate because that sometimes can be a deal breaker. So you really want to present the years of experience you have. So try to take out the year you graduated. Just put your education, your degree in there. Certifications, so important. We're going to have a course later on certifications. Make sure you have certifications very specific to the career that you're going into. For me personally, tech and IT as a project manager, I needed certifications in Agile and Scrum. So knowing those certifications, getting those has helped me drastically level up in my career. Now let's get into my favorite part, LinkedIn profile. So first, I want you guys to think of your LinkedIn profile as your digital business card. It is your selling point. You should always have this optimized and ready to go. I want you guys to focus on your headline. Write a descriptive and engaging, but not too engaging headline, not just your job title. Your profile picture should be very professional, as we all know. Have a high quality profile picture of not you just in a t-shirt, but get dressed up, put a suit or a nice collared shirt on or a nice dress, and make sure you have a great smile, and maybe spend a couple $100 to get a professional headshot, because this is going to be a huge investment into your career. So don't just upload a picture of you with a selfie in the car or something not professional. Um, Obviously, we talked about your experience, highlighting your achievements, very important. Your skills and endorsements. Ask past colleagues and supervisors for endorsements. This is going to be very helpful in proving, previous work that you've done and having real world people kind of help you. Step 4, let's get into networking effectively. So we want to identify our network. So we're going to start by listing people who can help with your job search. So former colleagues, supervisors, I recommend alumni from your school or professional organizations that you are part of. Friends and family can be great too in relative industries, but I would focus more on professional colleagues and supervisors you've had, because they've worked with you the most. And Cole and I are going to provide a networking mapping template that's going to list and build out contacts for you guys to start reaching out to. Step 2, we're going to get into reaching out. So effective networking, it is so important for building genuine relationships in the corporate world. There are 2 different types of networking strategies I want to talk about: cold networking and warm networking. So the difference between cold networking and warm networking is, with cold networking, you are reaching out to people that you do not know. Specifically on LinkedIn, you're going to connect with people in your target companies, your target audience. Let's say it's a hiring manager, decision maker for a role you're interested in, or maybe somebody that's doing the same job that you're doing now, but you don't know this person. You may not even have mutual connections. Next, we're going to do warm networking. Warm networking is very important because you're nurturing and you're going back into your database, reconnecting with old contacts that you have previously crossed paths with, and you're exploring new career opportunities with them, or you're telling them you're open for a role. You're kind of, continuing to build that relationship with them. Very important, especially if you have a relationship with people. I meet so many people that have thousands of connections on LinkedIn, and they don't know anybody who they're connected with. They're not building relationships with those people, or they're not going back through their old messages and reconnecting or congratulating them when they get a new job, or wishing them happy birthday, or commenting on their post. Engaging on LinkedIn is so important, especially if you already have the relationships with them, because they're going to open a door for your career that you might not even know existed. So always be warm networking. Let's get into targeting companies and applying strategically. So our first step is identifying target companies. We want to focus on 10 to 15 companies that align with our career goals. We don't want to just be applying like a madman to hundreds of different companies, because it is so competitive and you're going to lose. If you go on LinkedIn and you look, you'll see there are literally hundreds of people that apply for these jobs. So you're just a number. I don't care how good your experience is, if you got 15, 20 years of experience, if you're qualified, overqualified, it doesn't matter. You need to be strategic. And I'm going to help you do this when we get into job hacking, but I want to talk about it a little bit now. So let's talk about company size. Is it a startup, large corporation, mid-level? Know the company size before you start applying. Company culture, do a little bit of research. Do some, are they innovating? Are they collaborating? Are they a flexible company? Are they making you come into the office 5 days a week? Or are they allowing you to work remote? Like, understand, do they have some type of work-life balance? Industry trends, is the company growing? Are they dying? Are they laying off thousands of people? Like, big companies like Nike, they just went through a huge layoff. Understand where that company is financially. I know a lot of information is not public, but have a good idea. Are they growing or are they dying? So I want you to use the company target worksheet, research your top 15 companies, and get back to Cole and I. You can personally message us, or go in our channel, engage with other people in our community, and start talking about companies that you're interested in. because maybe somebody in this group or in this community has either worked or have heard of that company, and they can share some intel that might help you as you start job searching. And then lastly, I want you to submit 5 applications this week to your top 5 target companies. Let's get into mastering the interview process. This is so important. So we want to prepare with behavioral interview questions: situation, task, action, result. This is the STAR method. Cole and I have been using this method for years, and it's so important. So we want you guys to prepare a 3 to 5 star story using the STAR interview prep template that we're going to provide. Okay. And now let's get into some technical questions that you might come across. Number one, we're going to review some core concepts relevated to your field. So what are these core concepts? What is the most important, trend, or what are people talking about in your career that you should know? Practicing problem solving questions or coding challenges. So, any type of, question or problem solving question that you can think of related to the job you're applying for. And so importantly, use examples from past projects. So your real world examples, especially if it's in the same job that you're doing now that you're applying for, use those examples. Explain, what you did in that project. Did you build a website as an engineer? Did you manage a sales team? Were you, doing customer service, client acquisition strategies? Did you have a team under you? Use real past projects, examples. That's going to showcase, what you did and how you did it. All right. So as we wrap up here, I just want to congratulate all you guys on completing this job search course. This is a blueprint, a framework for you guys to follow in your job searching process. We are going to be uploading more information specifically to these topics, but this is a blueprint I recommend that all of you guys go to, not only if you're looking for a new job, but also too if you're just trying to level up in your current job, you're trying to network more internally with your company. Maybe your LinkedIn presence isn't very strong, or you might want to just start networking more externally. And I want to leave you guys with one more homework assignment. I want you guys to create a personalized job search plan using the job search strategy template that we're going to provide you. And I want you guys to start setting weekly goals for applications, networking, and interviews. Let's say you're not in the job market right now. You're fine. You love your job where you're currently at, or maybe it's good. There's some ups and downs. I want you guys to still be networking. I want you guys to be networking within your current job. I want you to build relationships with people that you don't work with currently in your day to day. And I also want you to look at networking with other people outside of your company that are working in similar roles and industries as you, because that's so important. Because you're just planting the seeds for a potential new job or a new company. Let's say you get laid off or you don't like your current job and you want to make a switch. You have a network of other people in different roles. I want to leave you guys with this. Success is within reach with persistence. And if you follow these strategies, you are going to skyrocket your job search. And Cole and I are so excited to have you here. This is a great, great, great blueprint for you guys to follow. And I am so excited to see you guys in the next course. So we'll talk soon.